will I be okay if a recession hits? This seems to be the question on every landlord's mind at the moment, and while rental properties are generally considered to be one of the safer investments during a recession, they are not entirely bulletproof, guys. I'm Adam Manley with Good Life Property Management, here to talk to you guys today about how a recession might affect your rental property. Just a reminder that before we get started, if you guys enjoy videos and content like this, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more great content. So probably the first big challenge I see landlords having to face with the threat of a recession is top of market rates. So while rates have gone up, somewhere between 15 to 20% in the last couple of years, I see this as being really a major threat if a recession if we're to fall further into recession, I should say. The reason for this is that typically when rents are really high, tenants are looking for, potentially a better deal, maybe something that is going to fit their budget a little bit more, and everyone wants to make money in this business, and I fear that landlords may have gotten a little bit too greedy with rent increases over the last couple of years, and if we start to see the market shift in any significant way, tenants are going to be on their way out just as fast as they were in. They're going to be looking for that cheaper property or something that is a little bit closer to a market rate. The other threat with over market rates, again, with rent prices being so high, it's really enticing to try to charge as much as you can. But sometimes what ends up happening is you attract the type of tenants that are just willing to pay anything to get into a property, and you end up having problems with them down the road. So I see over market or potentially inflated rates being a serious challenge to landlords, whether it's tenants who feel like they're no longer getting a fair shake, or attracting the wrong type of tenant out of just sheer greed. So I think that's one of the major things we have to be cognizant of as we potentially move further into a recession. So the next thing I really want to talk about is tenant retention, how you keep your tenants in the property. And I think now's a really pivotal opportunity for landlords to capitalize on this. Again, when the economy starts to shift, renters typically are looking elsewhere outside of what they're currently renting for. Again, the bigger, better deal, cheaper deal, better amenities, whatever it may be, they're cognizant that things are shifting in the market, just like you are. I think this is a really great opportunity for landlords to make some updates and upgrades to their property that are really going to encourage tenant retention. For example, if you have a single family residence, consider making upgrades to the landscaping that are going to reduce utility bills, like xeriscaping your front yard or hardscapes. Again, these will really encourage tenants to stay in the property if they're spending less money on utilities every month. Same thing if you have a multifamily property. Really make some renovations or updates to the property that are going to encourage tenants to stay. There's lots of great apartment projects sprouting up all across San Diego with fantastic amenities, and if you can offer maybe a slightly more competitive price with still some really good amenities, that's really going to help retain tenants and prevent you from having a vacancy in a really tumultuous time. So one of the last major challenges I see is downsizing. Typically during a recession, people are looking to reduce their footprint economically, and housing is a great way for someone to do that. I think this mainly applies to people with larger or luxury homes, but this is still something that I think is going to be a big challenge for those landlords. We've already seen the luxury market on the real estate sales side slip dramatically. If you read our recent newsletter, you'll have an idea of how big of a jump that really was. And I think this is really going to be something that landlords who own bigger properties are going to have to consider. Maybe you could, split the property, do some room shares or a roommate situation, but at any rate, I see this being a challenge for the landlords that have larger properties, luxury homes. As the economy shifts and people look to reduce their footprint, this is going to be potentially something you'll have to deal with as well. So those are some of the major challenges I see landlords having to face with the potential threat of a recession: overinflated rents, upgrades that are really going to encourage tenant retention, and downsizing. I think those are probably some of the biggest ones. If you guys have any ideas on how the recession might affect rental properties, I'd love to hear your comments below the video. And just ending the video on some good news, the one thing I did want to say is that one of the biggest benefits of owning rental property is that rents generally tend to stay the same during a recession. It's pretty rare that we see rents follow a sales price dip. So if sales prices for whatever reason tank, rents are generally pretty resilient, which is something that's always great to know. The other good thing too is that San Diego specifically really enjoys a robust appreciation market. We don't anticipate that slowing down anytime soon. And that's another great benefit as well. So it's not all doom and gloom, guys. There are some benefits to holding on to that property during a recession for sure. Just a reminder, I'm Adam, that's Olivia behind the camera. Stay tuned for more great videos just like this.